Boerne Radio 103.9 FM. Coming up at 11:30 is the Power of Perseverance with Glenn Boehm. But right now is Ceasefire with Dale Adams and Ron Cisneros. The following is sponsored by the Boerne Bookshop, and this is Boerne Radio.
Welcome to Ceasefire, where civics meets civility and engagement meets empowerment. Ceasefire is hosted by former Boerne ISD trustee and owner of the Boerne Bookshop, Dale Adams, and by former Boerne City Council member and local insurance agent, Ron Cisneros.
Welcome to Ceasefire, brought to you by the Boerne Bookshop. My name is Dale Adams.
I'm Ron Cisneros.
And today we are going to be talking about the Chamber of Commerce here in Boerne. And our guest is Kim Blohm. Thank you for coming down.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Good morning, Kim. How are you?
Good. I'm great.
I always hear that you're winning awards. What's the latest award?
Well, let's see. I think thank you for that. For me, it's not always about the awards, but the most recent would have been the SBA Small Business Champion Award by the San Antonio District Office. So for me, I think that was probably my most proud award because it does relate to what I do at the Chamber.
And what did you do that qualified you to win that award?
I was nominated by the UTSA Small Business Development Center team, and I guess the qualifications were showing that you show up for your members or the business community, that you're always advocating, and you're that living, walking proof of advocacy.
Awesome. That's great.
That is great. And it doesn't surprise me at all. As a small business owner, I know that your office, your team just is constantly doing stuff for all of us.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
So, Kim, let's dive in and get a little bit about your background first. How you got there? How did you become president and CEO of the local chamber?
Yeah, I'm originally born and raised in Houston. Went to Texas A&M. Ooh, thank you. And for me, my major was You gonna be okay over there?
No, I went to East Texas Baptist University, so I don't
There's
have
no whooping.
I don't have a dog in that fight. Y'all go on.
Yeah, we got this. And so for me, it was really a matter of my degree was in telecommunication and media studies. Fun fact, I wanted to be a news broadcaster at first. Journalism got cut the year I got into A&M, so I was like, guess I'm not doing that. And I worked at the TV station there for about 6 months and realized it was not what I wanted to do. Really believe in internships, guys. Make sure you get your kids out there. And then I graduated and ended up moving to San Antonio, where my husband, at that time boyfriend, was there, and he's originally from Boerne. So the goal was always to get back to Boerne. I worked at a Generations Federal Credit Union, which I really believe is the founding pillar of how I got here and why I love what I do. For those of you that don't know, credit unions are about people helping people. It is a people-run organization. It's member-run, essentially. And so for me, that was really just what it was all about. We did a lot of work with Goodwill and the work program that they have, and really, I'll never forget, I did a class with individuals that were working at Goodwill, and they were looking to expand their career, and we taught them financial literacy, and about 6 months later, I ran into one of them, and he's, hey, Miss Kim, I saved my first $500, and this gentleman was about 56 years old, and for me, that was huge, to know that I changed his life by a simple class, and that was my job, right? And then I ended up moving to luxury real estate, where I was the marketing director for a few years, and then we moved to Boerne, and anyone who's made the drive from San Antonio to Boerne, it's hard. At the time, my son was little, and so when the daycare calls and says, hey, can you come get him early? No, it'll be about an hour and a half. And really, it was a matter of finding that work-life balance that I was so hungry for, and so I called the chamber up and said, hey, I'm looking for a position and something in Boerne. And they're like, oh, we're hiring. Oh, what's a chamber do? Sounds cool. And I came and I interviewed and I got the job as it's been so long already, over 6 years, vice president of membership and marketing for about a year. And then at the time, the president resigned and was moving on. And I was like, I'm here, I'm rocking and rolling. So let's see if the board will give me a chance. And so I went through a very rigorous interview with the board that took about 4 months.
So
that's how I got here.
You asked the question, what does a chamber do? So now I'm going to ask you, you've been there 6 years, what does it do?
For us, I always get made fun of, but it really is about advocating, educating, and connecting the business community. Really, those three words truly define what we do. For me, if someone's, hey, what is a chamber? How do they operate? It's really a matter of being an extra arm or hand or brain power to a small business owner, right? What are your needs? Being your hype person, and how can we assist you in any challenges you have? So for me, it's just an extension of a business partner.
Okay.
As a small business owner, when I first started my business, I joined the chamber, and then I briefly stopped because I couldn't afford it. And then I came back because I realized how much you guys did for the retailers downtown. Yeah. I was wondering if you could go over what the chamber does for various groups. So for the retailers, the healthcare community, professionals,
senior services, all of them.
Yeah. So if you could about each group.
And thanks for that, Dale. I love having you back. I love when members come back. It's the best compliment. For us, it's really, again, when we say we're advocating, educating, and connecting, we're saying, okay, first, we're connecting those individuals that are in like-minded industries and or who have the potential to connect. I'll use builders and realtors, for example. We have a builders and realtors group. We bring them all together, and we want the realtors to be educated on what's coming and what's being built, and the builders to have a relationship with the realtors. And so in those type of meetings, we're able to talk about floodplains or talk about Alamo Community Colleges coming, whatever information we have that's trending and or new to the community, we strive to bring that to those business leaders so that they feel empowered, knowledgeable, informed on what's happening in our community. Same with the retailers, starting with the Shop Local campaign from COVID to now, where we have Diva Night, and really making sure we're saying, hey, retailers and restaurant owners, you all need to be on the same page. You need to be supporting each other. Stop planning events not with each other. And we've really come full circle, I feel like, in the last 6 years, where everyone is allowed to bring their idea, and we, the chamber, go and advocate for you and say, okay, you want the city to help you with this event, let's go talk to them and bring them to the table, and then give you a voice and connect you, the business owners, to the individuals that can help you make it happen. So it's kind of all.
And you do a fantastic job with the retailers, because I've actually seen it with all our various events and not knowing who do we talk to in the city or how do we get this done. You guys either connect us or you actually go out and just do it yourself, which has been really nice. Yeah.
It could be a good thing and a bad thing. It's not getting done the way I like it. I'll get it done myself. Fun fact.
Aside from Diva Night, what are some other events that you sponsor in Boerne or Kendall County that we might recognize?
State of the City.
Okay.
Where we bring our city officials to the table, the mayor and the city manager, and allow them to tell the business community what's going on as the city, right? What's happening, what's trending, what they need to know, and give them a chance to meet their city officials and elected officials and feel comfortable and approachable and connect everyone. We also have State of the School District, where the superintendent will come and share an update of how the school is performing, and again, allow the business community to know what's going on to the district that they support and they work with.
Okay. And what does a typical day look like at the chamber? Do you have people that come in off the street and ask for information? Do you get phone calls? And if so, what kind of information are you giving out?
We get it all.
Okay.
I always say we do random well at the Boerne Chamber. And so no day is the same. We can get calls from people looking where the blue bonnets are located to wanting, yes, because your Boerne Chamber knows where they're at. And to wanting to know where the best call we've ever gotten is, I bought this rug from this store 9 years ago, and it was located at the intersection of this, and I don't remember the name, but the building was blue, and there was a lady there that worked there that was blonde, and we're like, but someone on our team knew, and we got it right, and she located that person, and I think bought more from them. But so those type of calls, but then we do get the businesses who usually it's all about referrals. It's another business who told their business friend, hey, I'm a member of the chamber. I've had a great experience. They helped me take my membership to the next level. I told I needed to come talk to you, so here I am. Or they'll call. Lately, they even Facebook message and, hey, I want to join the chamber. How do I do that? It can be anything and everything, and then peppered in there is the event planning, the connections, and networking luncheons that we have that a lot of people will recognize from. A little bit of everything. People, they do walk in, but primarily I think they're either emailing or someone is connecting us to a friend that's not a member.
Okay. I'm not a member of the chamber. So
I noticed that this morning.
I
was doing my research.
I thought so. So how do I become a member, and what are the different levels of membership?
Yeah, we have a little bit for everyone, starting with the $3.95 membership, which is Get Connected, and then it goes up from there. I'd say 90% of our members are at the $3.95 level, and that's what it's all about, really. Obviously, there's other levels with other benefits, but for under $400, you can be a member of the Greater Boerne Chamber of Commerce. For me, every year we've consistently grown over 5%, and we have an 87% retention rate. And to me, I say those numbers because they're important and they matter. Not only are we getting new members, but we're also retaining them. So that, to me, is evidence that we're doing a good job and that we're doing what we say we do. And that's a lot of who I am, of making sure if you say you're going to do it, it better get done. And quickly. We don't have time, because if it doesn't get done quickly, I might forget. But really, when it comes to joining the chamber, you can join online. You can come in person and fill out an application. Another thing, too, is if you're like, I don't really know what I want to do or if I'll fit in at the chamber. Look, I was part of another chamber and it just wasn't my fit. Come to an event. Barron's always advertising them and marketing them. And we've got networking events. We do ribbon cuttings up to 6 a week, so you can check our events calendar out. But we also have after hours mixers, and those are a great opportunity for you to show up and say, I'm not a member, but I'm looking to join or whatever. I want to make some connections, or just walk in the chamber and say, hey, I need to meet this person. For us, it's about doing the right thing, like Dale said earlier, and him feeling like, wow, I do need the chamber. They helped me. So that's more important to us than anything else.
Thank you, Kim. This is Ceasefire, and we're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll come back with Kim Blohm, and we will talk more about the chamber and dive in a little bit deeper. Boerne has its own bookshop. In fact, it's called the Boerne Bookshop. Hi, I'm Dale Adams, inviting you to get lost. Get lost in a good book in our relaxed and casual atmosphere. We have a wide and eclectic selection in the Boerne Bookshop. We pride ourselves on finding what you're looking for. We do author meet and greets, host writing workshops, and can connect you with a good book club. And your young ones will absolutely love our kids section at the Boerne Bookshop. And while we want you to get lost, we're easy to find, as we're in the heart of Boerne at the back of the Richter Tavern building. We are the Boerne Bookshop. Welcome back to Ceasefire with Dale Adams and Ron Cisneros, and today we are talking about the Chamber of Commerce in Boerne. I guess it's called the Boerne Chamber of Commerce.
The greater
Your Greater Boerne Chamber of Commerce.
Your Greater Boerne Chamber of Commerce. There you go. I think I got that right with Kim Blohm. And you talked about a lot of what the chamber does and how it connects people, and there's always seems to be activities going on that you guys, just different things. So no matter what people like, they'll probably find something. Could you go into a little bit about the different committees and groups within the chamber that do different specific activities?
And on that note, though, I also tell people it just depends, right? So our chamber is not one size fits all. If you like networking and coming to events, we have that. If you're just like, I'm doing it for the greater good of the community, we can help you with that. If you're like, hey, I just want it to be social media and I really want you to help me promote me online through your email marketing, we can do that. I really think that's important, because it shouldn't be one size fits all, and then it just depends on the person, right? Everyone has a different need for their business, and we want to make sure we're doing our best to accommodate all those needs. You say, Kim, I want to join an event, a committee, or a networking group. We have, I think, 7 total. We have Healthcare Connections, which is an opportunity for our healthcare providers to connect. And for us, that's really important. For when you go to the doctor and they're like, oh, hey, I need to refer you to someone. You don't want to drive further than the Boerne bubble, let's be real. And for us, the chamber, I want them to have someone that they've met, they've been to their place of business, and they understand their business model and the type of person how they treat their clients, their bedside manner, essentially. And that's important. So what we're doing in the Healthcare Connection is introducing everyone to the newer businesses that are here and or established for everyone to connect and educate themselves on what's happening. So there's that, and then there's the senior services. So anyone that provides a service to seniors connects. As we have a large aging population here in Kendall County, And it's, again, important for us to have those local resources and local referrals. So that works similar. We do have our nonprofit lunch bunch, and they didn't want their own, that's their committee name. But for us, it's really important for us to connect the nonprofit members. We have over 150 nonprofits at the Boerne Chamber. And for us, it's anyone who's ever been in a nonprofit knows it's a little lonely at the top. And it's hard because sometimes it's one person. And for us to bring everyone together and support each other, connect and say, hey, I've got a resource for you. I'm going to help you with an event. You'd be surprised. And also, again, to stop the competition. If someone's having a golf tournament, know about it, support it, share it. And there's enough to go around in our community. And we've really accomplished that goal, I feel like, with the nonprofit group. And again, it's a matter of sharing resources with them and teaching them how to do grant writing, connecting them to different foundations that can help them with funding. So it's, again, the all-encompassing advocate, educate, connect.
Yeah.
And then we have our ambassador meeting, which is our ambassador council. And those are our volunteers at the chamber that support our businesses. I always say no one really likes to go at it alone. Let's both, Ron and Dale, you're here today together. So you don't want to just do events and networking and meet new people really alone, unless you're me. Yeah. But in my husband's case, he says I've never met a stranger, which is true. But for the ambassadors, I want them to be built-in friends for the business members. Maybe you just moved here or you've been here a long time and you feel like you've lost track or lost grip on what's going on in the business community. We assign a member for you and a volunteer, a current one, that can say, hey, I'm going to this mixer. Hey, I'm going to go to this networking event. Do you want to join me? Do you want to grab coffee? Hey, I saw you had an event coming up. I'd love to come support you. Those are pretty much the high-level, larger groups that we have that connect.
Okay. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is.
You've got some great people on staff. You want to take a minute or two and tell us about some of those folks?
Yes, they actually are the chamber, let's be real. I adore all of them, and they're incredible. I always say they have a heart of service, and that's so true. All of them will jump in to do anything for anyone on their team and any business member that we have, and just truly are compassionate, good people. We have Holly Rodriguez, who is our senior vice president, so pretty much my right hand and makes the world go round, really, and really is superior. She is a Boerneite originally, and she's our kind of Boerne history buff, I would say. And then we have Steely Lott, who is our comfort representation. So she grew up in comfort, and she is over marketing and marketing and events, and does a great job of making sure that our events are connected with our members. We want it to be purposeful. We want it to be relevant, and we want our events to be a wow experience for everyone. You go to an event and you feel included, and that's what the goal is, and she does a remarkable job at that. Melissa Hinton, who just got married, who is our communications director, so anything a member needs to get out goes to Melissa. And again, she does a fabulous job. She lives in the Bandera area, so we have a little bit of the Greater Hill Country represented in our office. And then we have Lynn Richter, she's our fabulous office teenager. She's been there 18 years. And she is a fan favorite. Even my 7-year-old just thinks she's the best. She's all things historian for Boerne, but also understands the chamber like to its core and helps us remind us what we're here to do and what it's all about. And then we have Kylie Schutte, who is our somewhat newest addition, and she also is a Boerneite, and she's over membership. And so for us, she's a matter of, I say, just love on the members. And that was something when I first came to the chamber, I felt like I'd call a member to get their renewal, and they tell me, you never call me unless you want money. I'm like, I've never called you before anyways, but okay. And I really took that to heart. And so when I became president, I knew that what we had to do was just show the members that we truly cared and not just call them or check on them when we want our renewal money. We want, hey, how is it going? Or watch for them, right? Watch for the signs of social media, whether a family member passed away or they're having challenges outside of the business. It's more than just the business owner. They're people, and they're people who make up what our community is.
Excellent.
It's a team.
Awesome. And what if somebody was listening today and they're maybe they're a member, maybe they're not, but they're looking for volunteer opportunities. That's part of our show is we want to get people civically engaged. And so do you have volunteer opportunities?
We do. We are the Volunteer Opportunities Central of Kendall County. Fun fact. So when we talk about our nonprofit council friends or our nonprofit lunch bunch, it came out that they needed volunteers. And then following a lot of the Facebook groups, people in the community were moving here. Hey, I just moved here. I want to volunteer. Where can I go? There was nowhere to go. And being relevant in what the Chamber is here to do and supporting our community, we created a landing page on our website of volunteer opportunities where we encourage all of our nonprofit members to put all their volunteer opportunities there. And it includes kid-friendly, court-ordered, and because they're out there, and or just adult only if you want to do for the voting or if you have to be 18 and older. And so we've identified those kind of as our 3 markers for volunteer opportunities that individuals are looking for in our community.
Court order, that's good for you, Baron.
I knew it was coming. I was just waiting, looking around the table, just going for it.
When you tee it up, I got to swing.
I'm here for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
But that is really, I didn't know about that actually, but that's a great resource for anybody that wants to volunteer, and we have people who want to volunteer around here all the time.
And I'll tell you, not only do we have the people, but we need the people. And I'll tell you, when we're working with these nonprofits, COVID was hard on them on more ways than one. Not only was it hard on our business community, but it was hard because they lost their volunteers and some never came back. And so we're really working, the Chamber, we are really working with the nonprofits to be creative in how they can get some volunteers back and or new volunteers. So that's it, volunteer opportunities.
And if somebody was looking for that opportunity, where can they find that information? Your website address?
Yes, it's really hard. It's www.boerne.org. That's it. And then drop-down menu, and that's it. And the drop-down menu brings up volunteer opportunities, calendar of events, just job opportunities if you are looking for a job, just a little bit of everything on our website. But it is really important for our nonprofits. And if you want to look at the nonprofits and see, okay, what nonprofits are there? You can go to the member directory and look and see, okay, I like pets. I want to go read more about the nonprofits. Or if you want to give away money to the nonprofits, they would like that too.
They always do.
They always do.
Yes.
Well, speaking of money, tell us a little bit about how the Chamber is funded.
Yeah, we are a nonprofit or a 501c6, means we're a membership organization, basically like a 3, but we bring in our revenues from membership. I have a board of directors. I have 15 on my board that I'd say guide us and help set up the strategic plan and approve my budget, and then I go and execute it under the budget. And for us, though, it's really a matter of we make money, the Chamber, as from memberships. So that's how we make money, and then also through sponsorships. So really only 2 revenues. Sometimes there could be some others, but primarily those 2. I'll say that during COVID, something that I always brag about, and I'm always so thankful to our membership, is a lot of chambers went out of business during that time. And because their revenue was only coming from events and not from membership, and or vice versa. So think about it. When businesses were closed, so were events. So our events, we couldn't have events, and then members are closed, so they're like, why would I pay for my chamber dues? I'm not even open. Yeah. And that's really when we took off, I would say, as an organization and said, okay, if there's any time like the present of being available for our members. And I still to this day, members will say, I'll never forget the time during COVID, then you were there for me and encouraged me. And so that's given us that leverage and that commitment from our business community.
Great.
That's neat. The question I have is, you do a lot with the city and the county, and you're always helping all of us coordinate with them and figure out how to do things. Do you ever find yourself having to push back against them or convince them to do something differently than they're doing?
We have. It's a matter, but for me, it's a matter of communicating. So often it kills me because someone will get upset and I'll say, have you talked to so-and-so? No, why would I talk to them? Because they're the ones at the top. And so they're the ones who are making the rules. And so we have, and it's been, for us, it's factual. Bring us the businesses to show us. And so I'll go rally the businesses and say, these are the businesses that you need to talk to that have real hard evidence and have that experience. And so we have seen change from that of pushing back and saying, okay, this sign ordinance does not make any sense or doesn't. And so we went in and we did find out, hey, I don't know who wrote this or why they did, but it needs to be changed, where you're bringing in the sign company, the business impacted, everyone that can be involved in kind of thinking outside the box and showing them in educated, kind manner with clear communication, hey, this is why it's not working.
So you're finding that effective communication can really resolve a lot of things.
Shocking.
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing. I always laugh because I'm like, let me call so and so. It's just, I haven't talked to them. I had no idea. I'm like, that's why I'm calling you. Give you a heads up, and let's get both of you on a call or in a meeting. And 99% of the time it's resolved, and everyone's, oh, they're great. Like, I had no idea they could help me.
Yeah. So true.
I think even most recent, real quickly, is the cottage law. So we have a lot of newer businesses. We've got the farmers market. We have these individuals that are making products out of their home. And several of the business community was complaining, or they're like, hey, the county health inspector isn't working with me and they're not being fair. So we turned around and invited them to a workshop to educate, and we maxed out with 30 people attending. And they walked away saying, wow, I didn't know that. And the county was also really appreciative of, hey, I didn't know those were some of their concerns, and now maybe we'll make a cheat sheet that's easier for them and be more clear in what we're guiding them on. And so for us, that was an aha moment as a chamber to really be doing what we're supposed to.
Yes, so, that's great.
Just a few times.
Yeah. Okay, now we're getting to the part where I get to promote a book, and today the book I have is by Matthew Crawford. It's called Shop Class as Soulcraft, and it's basically a philosophy book about work is good, hard work is better, and creating things is wonderful. And I thought it would go and tie in with today's show, since we're talking about businesses and how everybody around here does their different jobs and stuff like that. And it's a neat book because it's an American philosophy. We have philosophers from the East, the Greeks, the French, and the English. This is really an American philosophy about hard work. And he actually has another book on why we drive, and I think driving is also an American philosophy.
I like
so
it.
I like these books a lot. They're pretty neat. We have them down at the Boerne Bookshop if you want to pop down and get them. And thank you, Kim, for coming down and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great time. And
the chamber's here to serve, I always say. And if you have something random, if you're a business owner looking for a business, go to the chamber website, boerne.org, and look at the member directory. We have over 1,000 business members that are there to serve you and who give back to our community to serve others. So thank you again for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if anybody wants to join us, we're going to go have some lunch at about noon in one of the same place. We're going to
Same
try
place.
something.
I think we'll do Hamby's again.
Down at Hamby's.
And making it a habit. And then next week, be sure and tune in, because we'll be discussing logical fallacies and how to stop using them, or maybe how to disguise them a little bit so nobody knows you're using them. Dale will cover that part.
Yeah. Ooh, I'll be listening on that one. I'm here for it.
Should be fun. Okay. Well, for joining us.
Thanks
See
again.
you next week.
Boerne has its own bookshop. In fact, it's called the Boerne Bookshop. Hi, I'm Dale Adams, inviting you to get lost. Get lost in a good book in our relaxed and casual atmosphere. We have a wide and eclectic selection in the Boerne Bookshop. We pride ourselves on finding what you are looking for. We do author meet and greets, host writing workshops, and can connect you with a good book club. And your young ones will absolutely love our kids section at the Boerne Bookshop. And while we want you to get lost, we're easy to find, as we're in the heart of Boerne at the back of the Richter Tavern building. We are the Boerne Bookshop.
Boerne Radio 103.9 FM. Now let's head over to the Patrick Heath Public Library with Miss Constance for Children's Story Time. As the Patrick Heath Library is open today from 10 to 4, this is Boerne Radio.